There's this whole genre of documentary filmmaking, right? Is that what it's called?
It can be. Experimental documentary, observational documentary, all of these.
That I didn't know anything about and would never have encountered. I think that's really exciting.
I've learned that the Grand Canyon is not just a hole in the ground, and if you say that, the geologists get upset. I'm sorry.
I know.
We asked two faculty members, one from the arts, one from the sciences, to share their unique approach on one topic to help us better understand ourselves and the world in which we live. Welcome to Dual Perspectives.
Lily Claiborne, I'm an assistant professor of the practice in Earth and Environmental Sciences.
Jonathan Waters, I am Principal Senior Lecturer and Associate Chair of Cinema and Media Arts Department.
As geologists, we do a lot of field work. We can't always, create experiments to understand the Earth. I study volcanoes. I need to go out and look at volcanoes that have erupted before. I can pick up the rocks that are there, carefully understand, what's been deposited where and the history of what's happened there before. Then I take samples of that, bring it back to my lab to build an understanding of parts of the Earth that we can't even see, that are underground, but that lead to these incredibly impactful events, both for our Earth and for us as humans with volcanic eruptions. But the looking is really the first piece.
So I run the gamut of doing narrative and documentary film work. Through that, it's about kind of communicating ideas and storytelling. The first step that I teach is go to a place without a camera at all and experience that place, and then you go back and you let that synthesize and think, like, what did I feel there, and what was the moment that really moved me? And then you can go out with the camera, and only then can I start allowing the image to move. That's the way I think about kind of capturing the Earth.
Maybe the biggest misconception has to do with time. Some folks might think we're living now, and that's what's vital. The now only exists in the way that it does because of all the things that have happened before and how different the future could be, and we know that because we know what's happened before. Understanding those previous parts of our history are really vital.
Misconceptions are that film simply documents the world. A lot of the things you see on TV are manufactured, even if they're presented as real. It isn't objective. There is a filmmaker, but when I set where that camera sits, like, I've already made a choice.
One of my favorite authors talks about rocks as verbs. They're cycling and changing rather than being destroyed, and I think this kind of perception can help us as humans better navigate the challenges we face with environmental issues and with sort of managing our Earth and ourselves as humans on it.
Cinema is a way to allow that understanding of Earth to kind of sink in a little bit more. Because you can read things, you can hear things, you can see still images, but if you see the Earth processes moving and you see the things working, it's the most powerful way we have to enact any sort of change or any sort of care for these spaces.
So we created this course called Geological Filmmaking. It's a communication of science and technology course. It's really become a way to think about a new way of communicating ideas that doesn't exist out there.
That's the big challenge, is to say, like, how can we inject this knowledge of geology with this knowledge of cinema and make you kind of reassess the way in which you think about this scientific process.
And so I think we have to truly see the world, sit quietly and watch, notice up close, notice from far away, listen, feel, before we can do anything else.
We're all part of one thing. And I think that's what we're trying to do with this geological filmmaking as well, trying to figure out that one thing that's there and not let those two disciplines sit next to each other. It's not just me and the Earth, it's like we're all together as a collective.